Welcome to Echoes and Piano. This is the second video of two looking at the Yamaha e373 dual voice setting. I'm going to continue by looking at what happens with one or two voices. One voice I'm going to look at to start with is Theatre Organ 032, and to see what the default setting is for that on the dual voice. I'm also going to look at function 009 for the dual voice volume, because you may want that added voice to be louder or softer than what the default setting is. I'm also going to look at function 10, the octave range, so you might want the dual voice to be an octave higher or an octave lower than what the actual factory setting is. Okay, this time I'm going to demonstrate for you what happens with voice 032 theatre organ. So I press the dual voice, just press, I don't hold it down, stab it almost, and we get this. You hear that tap, 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 so let's investigate what that is. So we go to the dual voice, press and hold it down, goes to D dot voice, and then it's 167 xylophone. So let's investigate what that actually sounds like. So I go to the voice button, and I'm going to type in 167. So that's a xylophone, which on its own is somewhat limited. It can be quite useful. But if we go back to theatre organ and we press the dual voice, this is what it sounds like with the theatre organ. This time I'm going to try voice 101 tenor sax. We just press the dual button once and lift the finger, and let's see what we get. That's nice, that's quite fuller. I wonder what they've added. So we press the dual button down, press and hold, and it comes up with 117 trombone section. Now you can alter the volume of the dual setting voice. Perhaps the main voice you want to work with, such as piano, is coming through quite clearly, and perhaps you want the dual voice that is added to it, you want it to be louder. So let's try this. You need to go into function 009, which gives you changes to the dual voice volume. The instruction manual on page 17 doesn't actually make a point of the fact that you can actually alter the volume, but anyway, it's function 009. So you go to the function button, get to function 009, you see the dual voice. So for strings as dual voice for piano 001, it's 045 volume. So if we go to the grey button with the yes and hold it down, and let's take it all the way up to the maximum setting, which of course is the industry standard 127. Let's see what it sounds like. That's rather loud, so let's hear what it's like if we take it way down to about 20 or something like that. It's a little bit soft. Let's take it up to 20. It can be heard after 2 seconds when you hold down the chord. See, I can hear the strings there very much in the background. The piano's died away, but you can still hear the strings. So you can alter the volume of the voices added in dual voice setting. You can also change the octave that the second voice, the dual voice, will operate at as dual voice. So I'm with voice 001, concert grand piano. I've activated dual. So you can hear what the strings are like there in its default setting. So if I go to function 10, we get D octave, and I can actually change the octave that the strings will kick in at. So if I do the grey button, which is yes plus, here the strings are quite high, but if I get it down to -1, it's an octave lower than it would be. You can actually do -2. I'm not sure I'd ever choose to work with that. This is showing you what the screen will reveal to you when you're activating the octave setting, function 10. This is currently -1. You can see the top beside the letter D. So the dual voice would be 1 octave lower than normal. That's -2. So it's going to be 2 octaves lower than normal. That's back to -1. And in order to do this, of course, I'm using the grey no minus button or the yes plus grey button. This is it back to 0. So that was with a press of the yes plus button. There's another press of the yes plus button, so it's now 1 octave higher than its default setting, and of course it's 2 octaves higher than the default setting. Of course, +2. I'm not sure I'd ever want to work with that either, but should you feel the need or the call, then the option is there. But +1, that's not bad at all, and that might be quite nice as a variation on the standard setting. So that is the end of part 2. If you found this useful, you may wish to look at part 1, and the link to part 1, which is a separate video, is up there. If you have found this useful, you may have 1 or 2 comments you may wish to make, so please do make them, put them in the comment section, and I always try to respond as quickly as I can. Thank you for watching.